Hi, this is Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I want to show you how to put together these daffodils. If you have subscribed to my newsletter, here is my latest newsletter. You will have gotten free this PDF for how to put this card together. So what I'm going to do today, though, is we're going to work on these dies because I did get a request on how to cut these dies out. So let's go ahead and talk about the dies putting together the daffodil. Now the colors that I use, the cardstock that you're going to need is going to be some, and here's some cardstock that I had already cut out with my other flowers. You're going to need crushed curry and Daffodil Delight. So to begin with, the dark centers, and if you're reading my PDF, that's what I call it. Let me take this out so I don't have any glare. So the background is going to be the lighter color. So the background are these large dies right here. So I'm going to have that piece. I'm going to have that piece. I'm just pulling out these large pieces right here. This piece, this piece, this piece, this piece, and got some back here, but these are the leaves. So I'm going to pull the leaves off to the side. All right. So everything else here, let me take off these little pieces right here and put them on everything else is your kind of like the the dark colors of your daffodil. These are all your background pieces. These are like the base of your blossom are these large pieces here. And you have two to cut out that, two to cut out that. You're going to need to cut out 2, 1, and then 2. And I will show you how they match up. So we have 2. So these 2 match up with these 2 here. These 2 and these 2 match up here and here. Then you're going to have this one, and that one matches up with that one. And then you're going to have this large one here matches up with that, and then this matches up with that. So that's kind of how your pieces match up. We're going to take our cutting plate here, and I'm just going to flip them around, and we're going to cut them out from our cutting plate. Okay, so here you go. Here's our pieces, and we're just going to set those right there for now, because the next thing I want to do is I want to take this darker piece, and I'm just going to place my other dies. I'm going to place my other dies on the crushed curry. This is the darker of the 2 yellows. So whatever is the darker color of your daffodil are the pieces that will be laid out as such. Here are the pieces that I cut right here. Just putting down my dies. Okay, so now let's line them up. This piece here, let me pick this up with this piece here is going to align with, let me just move in so you can see this. You see how we have this petal kind of has this little, has a very pronounced arch, and then it has like a little indentation there. That is where this piece here lines up, where that little pronounced arch is going to fit right in there. So what I do is I'm just going to grab some of my fine tip glue, and I'm just going to go ahead with my fine tip glue, and I'm just going to go ahead and add right here, kind of in the center. So we have all these pieces. We're just going to set these aside for now, because here's another way that you can construct these pieces. Let's put our fine tip glue away, and let's take out a piece of our crushed curry, and let's grab a piece of this adhesive sheet, and let's just go ahead and put on a piece right here. Okay, so there it is. There's my crushed curry. Now, let's do this one more time. Let's go ahead and let's lay out using our dies. Let's lay out, on the light one goes our base die. So we're just gonna, these are our base dies here. Our base dies. And then these are, and I'm going to call them now, I'm going to call them our detail dies, because these are the dies that are going to go to kind of give the details, right? Base die, detail die. So let's go ahead and let's run these through. Okay, so here I have cut out my base dies. I mean, my detail dies, right? And I have my adhesive strips, my all-purpose adhesive strip on the bottom. So now let's go ahead and pull in the mat. And I'm just going to put my base dies aside. So I have all my base pieces here. Here they are. That's good. Now these are my detail pieces. So let's do the same thing so I can show you another way of adhering our pieces, and I'm missing, yep. There. So let's grab our detail piece. And I'm going to put this aside because what I'm going to use is I'm going to use my pick tool, my all-purpose tool. And let's just go ahead and pull this piece out. Let me just zoom in a little bit here so you can see how easy this would be when using a all-purpose adhesive sheet. Okay. Just going to pull these. Okay, so we have this piece. We're just going to pull off this all-purpose adhesive backing. And then I'm just going to place this on my flower. And there you go. See how easy that was? So let's go ahead and do, and this is using our all-purpose adhesive sheet so that we don't have to use any kind of glue. Okay, so now look at all the pieces I have. You don't know which is glued and which is the adhesive strips. So, but you have two choices on how you want to construct your daffodils. So now the way that you construct your daffodils is go ahead and take two of these pieces like this. Okay, let me just put this aside and let me grab my little glue mat here, silicone glue mat. Here, I'm going to use my all-purpose glue. I'm just going to put a little dot there, and I'm just going to kind of line those up like that. So let me grab this one. And just put a little bit of glue right there. And I mean, I kind of like to have this larger piece here. See, you've got this larger kind of leaf. I like to do it like that. I think that balances it well. But it really doesn't matter. There's, you know, however you do it, it will come out nicely. Okay, so then we're going to put our daffodil, it's going to go there. Now, for our other piece, like this piece here, this piece right back here like this. So we're going to put glue here, and I'm going to adhere this. There's that one. These are buds right there. So we can take this one, and again, you can put one flower here, or you can add, and I kind of like to add the little I like to add that to the back of this one. And then I'm just going to add some all-purpose glue and just stick that right there. Let's stick that one right there. Now you can kind of move this in so you can show that the top of that one if you want. And stick this. I'm going to move this in a little bit so you can see the top of this. Okay, so I have these two done. So now let's just take this one. And we'll just stick that one right there. Now, if you want to turn this around, you can turn that around and you can put this like that. And let me make sure I have, this gets a little bit of glue right there. So, I mean, there's different, I don't think there's really a right or a wrong with these. And, but, you know, I mean, there you go. There's your daffodils. So I have two extra ones right here that I made, and all I got to do is cut out those other pieces. But you can see with the passes that I made, I've got, you know, 4 daffodils and 2 buds, which is all you really need for a card. And if you use your adhesive strip, like I did here, it just makes it for very easy assembly of your daffodils. Or your all-purpose glue pen. But there you go. So hopefully this is a very short tutorial about how to put together your daffodils using your dies and some different types of adhesive. Kat Chancellor, Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. Thanks for joining me. Please click like and subscribe. And if you subscribe to my newsletter, all the other details are on my PDF here that you get for free. Thanks much. Have a great day.